If someone was watching this and they're Caleb Coroneos from 7 years ago, 10 years ago, what would you want them to hear and what would you tell them to do?
The same thing my dad tells me every single day. Start to believe that you can. If you tell yourself that you can, then you can. If you think you can, then you can. That's all you have to focus on. If you have an idea, do not listen to anyone in this world besides yourself. Even if it's a mentor, even if it's a family member, even if it's your closest friend, even if it's a successful person, don't listen to anyone but your own self, because no one is there to do it besides yourself. You can get the best advice in the world. Still doesn't matter if you don't do it and how you're going about things.
The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Welcome to Outside the Ordinary. I'm Blake Ryan. This is where I'm sitting down with people doing things differently and pull apart the stories, strategies, and systems behind how they got here. Today, I'm sitting down with Caleb Coroneos, an entrepreneur, mentor, and someone who's been very open about going from one of the darkest places you can be to putting a life and business completely on his own terms. Let's get into it. How are you, Caleb?
Blake, I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for coming on today. Obviously, they know a little bit about you from the intro, but do you want to give yourself a little bio?
Yeah, pretty much to describe myself, 22-year-old filmmaker, building a university, as well as a clothing brand. And yeah, pretty much built my success, I guess, from just documenting my journey and showing that journey.
Yeah, cool. So as like a filmmaker, what's your unique angle?
Honestly, I'd say like implementing what you watch on movies and just sort of copying that and just documenting everything. Like I'm so massive on just literally just setting your camera up and just document, no matter how you feel, how you look, just film it, because the older you get, you look back and go like, oh, I'm so glad I filmed that no matter how I look. So yeah, just documenting really.
Yeah, for sure. So how long have you been doing this game for? I think you've got a pretty cool backstory with some big names in the industry. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So filmmaking, this is my 7th year. I've worked with a couple big names now. So Luke Belmar was one of my biggest clients ever, I guess. So Luke Belmar, Shaquille O'Neal, Hezbollah, Andrew Tate, Johnny Sins. Yeah,
Johnny
honestly,
Sins.
yeah, Johnny Sins.
When did you work with Johnny Sins? What?
Pause. It's not what you think. No, but no. Johnny Sins was a documentary like behind the scenes for a company called Mad as well.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's not what you're thinking.
No, fuck. So 7 years in the game. How did you get started then? So obviously you've been here for a while.
Yeah, so I should tell you a story. So I pretty much started when I was a kid. So I won my first iPad at this giveaway at my primary school. It was iPad 2 that they were giving away for the Easter show. I ended up winning it. First thing I ever won in my life. And then I used that iPad to literally make these little iMovies and movie things. Because my family doesn't come back from, well, my dad especially doesn't come from money. So winning that iPad was honestly a blessing now that I'm older, to look back and go like, damn, like I literally got to film at such a young age. Being able to do like POVs, like we did like fake Nerf gun wars, just a bunch of like agent videos on iMovie.
Yeah, I remember filming a couple. Actually, my first time making content was on my grandma's laptop. I made do you know James Bond?
Yeah.
I made a Skyfall remake.
Man.
And there's a clip of me with like a little suit on with like green sneakers at like age 7.
Yo, post the clip.
I might have to. It's about the documenting.
Yeah.
So Luke Belmar, I haven't heard that name in a while. I feel like he's dropped off the earth. Is that because you're not working with him?
You know what? I actually could probably work with him again. Well, honestly, I think he's going down the route of like a lot of legal stuff at the moment. He actually just texted me the other day, but yeah, I think he's just going down the legal route. So he's trying to stay off socials. Honestly, the guy is very chill. Like a lot of people see him as this, like whatever they see him as, but in person, he's honestly just such a chill dude.
So
what
what
it's
were
funny
you
seeing?
So when you were working with him, what were you doing? What did that kind of entail? Like, because obviously that sounds like your major breakthrough, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was one of them for sure. So pretty much just traveled with him for 3 months. Just had to film him every day, create vlogs, create all the social media content, send it off to his clippers and stuff, and then obviously made my own videos. So the video I'd done for him got, I think, 3 million views on YouTube, which was like another reason why he blew up. He obviously had a bunch of clippers. Most of that content is mine besides the podcast ones. And yeah, just pretty much traveled around for 3 months around Europe.
Wow, crazy. I reckon that's probably every filmmaker's dream,
Yeah, it
especially
was
these
tough.
days. Um, Take me back to the moment when you realized something had to change in your life. So obviously you said you've been doing it for 7 years. Take me back to what that was like before. What were you doing? And when did you have to eternally make that change to be like, fuck this, I can't keep doing this?
Well, yeah. So originally, I used to play rugby league. So I used to play rugby league. I would do like little shoots here and there on the weekends and stuff, but most of the time, just my main focus was rugby league. I wanted to make the NRL. That was my 100% focus. That was my plan A. End up having multiple concussions. I actually nearly died because I got kicks in the back of the head in my last game. End up getting internal bleeding. I was knocked out for 6 minutes. Had a seizure, which honestly fucked me up. My dad literally thought I was going to die because being knocked out for 6 minutes is a long time. But maybe it
Mm.
just made me a fucking genius. No, but yeah, I got kicked in the back of the head. The brain trauma that I've had playing football, I had 13 hospitalised concussions. Now, for a lot of people that don't realize how bad concussions actually are, it's probably one of the worst things you can get because it obviously is brain damage.
Mm.
So honestly, it has made me struggle the way I learn, the way I think, the way I talk, which obviously I'm trying to develop as I get older. As you know, my spelling isn't the best. So yeah, that's something that really made me switch from I'm quitting football and I'm going all in on filmmaking. And then like literally straight after I went out with Luke and stuff. So it was like the perfect timing. So
Did you have a job in between that at all? Like, or was it just NRL straight to filmmaking?
yeah, so it was rugby league with a bit of like I used to work at McDonald's. I started at McDonald's when I was 14. I worked at a cafe when I was 13. I did rendering for a couple like cashies. I
Hmm.
did plumbing. I did a whole bunch of shit because I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. My dream was to be a skyscraper window cleaner if I didn't make league.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Because, yeah, I just didn't know you could make money off filmmaking. But then, yeah, I ended up fucking cliff jumping with my mates, made the news for it, got $1,000 each with the boys. So I was like, damn, like we can make money off this shit. And then, yeah, it took off from there.
That's crazy. Wanna Because obviously you're talking about that period with the concussions and NRL, and I actually didn't know about the NRL. I've known you for a little bit at the moment,
I
but the
didn't play
concussion.
NRL. It was, it's,
Oh,
yeah,
rugby. Sorry,
yeah.
my
Oh,
bad.
no, it's NRL, but like NRL is like the top. It would be like the stages under it.
But you are the best, so NRL. Yeah,
Okay,
nah,
bet.
nah. I want to. It sounds like a lot happened in that period of time, and I kind of want to dive into that kind of, was it a little bit of a dark period, and understanding what that was like for you and how that period shaped the way you are today, shaped the way you think about the world, basically what made you today.
Look, there's a lot of things that sort of shape you as a character. For me, I went through a lot of trauma as a kid. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but pretty much my mum never took care of me. She literally didn't give a fuck about me, to be honest. My dad finally found me at 2 years old, got full custody of me around then. But at the same time, my stepdad was my dad, and he used to beat the fuck out of me, which sounds weird, but he would dress up as a clown and he painted this fucking clown on my wall too. It sounds really fucked up and it's hard to explain the story because there's so much into it. But yeah, I pretty much developed schizophrenia from my mum's side of the family from all their mental illnesses. So by the time you're like 18, that's when it sort of really develops. So that's how I developed schizophrenia. Yeah, I don't even really know how to explain the story short because there's so much involved. But the timeline is my mum to my dad to my ER, which was my nan, who took care of me as my mum. My best friend passed away when I was 10 years old. I had multiple mates commit suicide. Yeah, that's pretty much like sort of what put me through a mental health sort of route because I was just in darkness. Like I grew up in Marion, which is right next to Blacktown. It's a shithole. Literally, there's nothing happening out there. It's fucking shit. Like, nothing's going on. The people are just shit. Uh, and yeah, just in my own head, like I didn't connect with anyone. I always knew that I was like different in a sense, because I would always dye my hair. I would always like wear different shit. I always wanted to be different than everyone else. At the same time, people would like try to use that against me or like take the piss or whatever. So yeah, I wasn't really the most confident kid growing up. I was actually very shy until I was around 18 when I quit my full-time job. Sorry, it's hard to keep it in line with this story because it's so much. But yeah, pretty much the main thing was my best friend passing away, not having a mum, and yeah, just all my mates committing suicide. You sort of get trapped in this bubble of you wanting to do it as well because you're so used to it. So I just had so many friends and family pass away in my life. And yeah, I guess the reaction from my trauma as well. I didn't know how to handle the schizophrenia. I didn't know how to handle the depression. Pretty much from the age of 10 to 18, I was suicidal. And I had around 11 attempts of suicide.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I think and it's going to lead into my next question a lot. It's fucking crazy that you've been able to come from something I would consider almost rock bottom, almost below rock bottom. And now you're like up here. That's fucking crazy. So kudos to you. How would you describe that kind of, like, how do you even come back from something like that?
Well, lucky for me, I documented the whole thing. Hey,
Yeah.
like originally when I tried taking my life the last time, which was the biggest moment, it was when I pretty much self-harmed and I took a bunch of pills and I was done for. Like 100% I would have died. But I had a friend, Olivia, actually pick me up, take me to the hospital because I started freaking out. Like I knew I fucked up. But right before I did all this, I said to the camera, I said to myself, if I die, I have no purpose. But if I live, I have a purpose. I don't know what that purpose is yet. And that was all I said. And then I did it. Like thinking back of it now, it's very like weird to think about because I don't think like that anymore because you have I have a lot more pressure now. There's people that rely on me. I got to pay people. I got to fucking help my students. I got to help my clients. There's honestly a lot. So yeah, I guess like the way I overcame that was, I don't even know actually. I think it was what my dad said in the car, bro. It was straight after he picked me up in the hospital because I was in the hospital that night, obviously. So pretty much in the hospital, I was there 56 hours. I didn't sleep. So I was like fucking losing my mind. But I remember when I was in the hospital bed, I was in a room with all these old people and literally like the guy on the right of me just passed away. And I was looking at all these people and obviously they're older. And I started thinking to myself, like, fuck, these guys have lived a whole life. And I'm here at 18 years old trying to take my life. And then when my dad picked me up, because my dad didn't know where I was, my phone died and he was trying to see where I was, what I was doing. Told him, yo, dad, I tried killing myself. Can you please pick me up from the hospital? Picks me up from the hospital and it's one of the most embarrassing feelings. Like I can't explain how hard it was to fucking sit in that car with my dad that day. Like I literally just sat in the car, looked at my feet. I didn't say a word. And he just says, son, what are you doing? You've got such a good and important life in front of you. You have everything you could ever imagine in this world. You can breathe, you can talk, you can walk. He's like, son, you just have to believe you can. You have to start believing that if you think you can do something, you can do it. That conversation with my dad in the car literally changed everything because the only reason I'm alive is because of my dad. He literally sacrificed everything to make sure I was his son. Like even that conversation is a fucking whole story itself. My dad lost his house. He lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. He lost literally everything just to make sure that I was his kid. Because when I was 2 years old and he got the DNA test to check that I was his kid and was 99.9% his son, then he knew like I was his main priority in life. And for me, it's why I like don't sleep. It's why I'm so locked in and I'm so focused on what I do because that day specifically made me realize how much I fucked my dad even harder than it could have been because he literally sacrificed everything. So from that day, I told myself, I think I can. I think I can. The year after that, I made $400,000 simply because I went through a whole different I just went through a whole different period. I met Luke Belmar. He changed my life. I quit my full-time job. I made my first 15K a month. All this happened so quickly simply because I just started believing in myself. And I never believed in myself once in my life. So when I started believing, when I started telling myself I can do this, I can do this, I started being more arrogant. I started being less humble, because something my dad always tells me as well is, look, you can smile to every single person, but you always have to have a mask. Always have a mask. So when you talk to people, you're a different character for each person. If you don't have that, it's going to make your life a lot harder. And you can obviously go down the route of, oh, that's not authentic or like whatever, but you can always be authentic. It's more about, you have to be different to certain people you talk to, how you sell to them, how you relate to them, etc. So
You have to be able to change for the person you're talking to. The way you speak to
exactly, yeah.
you versus the barista or a family member is completely different. I get that 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So
Man,
yeah,
that is a fucking crazy story.
well, it's not even fucking really the whole thing, to be honest, but yeah, pretty much like I said, the main thing was just the motivation and just not giving a fuck from that point. Like, when I say I did not give a fuck about anything, like, I really do not. I had more fights, I had cliff jumping, I had football, I literally just wanted to do everything I possibly could and did the craziest shit possible. Like, I'd light my hands on fire, I'd fucking backflip off an 80-foot fucking cliff. Like, I'd literally do anything just for adrenaline and just to like have that high of life. Now it's more in a sense of business, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Let's, yeah, like I said, you can say it again, fucking ridiculous story. I mean, I would never even think to consider someone coming from that to where you are today. It's very admirable. It's very inspirational. Um, fuck, yeah, it's crazy. In terms of coming out of that period and now, like you're just saying, being with the business, what does business look like for you now? So you leaving Luke Belmar, traveling with him for 3 months, filmmaking, university, all that jazz. What's in the cards?
Yeah. So something I learned from Luke, which I found so important, was he never, and this will make sense in a second, but he never did sponsorships. He would always build his own businesses. So originally, Luke actually wanted me to be in part of Capital Club to like do the filming and editing side of things. But then like he taught me too much to the point where I was like, oh, fuck, that doesn't make sense for me. So I pretty much straight after that, because the hype when I got back from the Tates and Luke Belmar was insane. Like, people would literally just walk around, take photos of me, be like, bro, you're the guy that met Top G. Like, holy shit. It was insane. So yeah, using that hype, I sort of thought, fuck, I may as well do filmmaking as well as create a university to show people how I even got to that point of being with Luke Belmar and shit. So I capitalized it, not as best as I should have, but I did capitalize on it. So this guy named Adam, I'm not going to say his full name because actually, yeah, you know him. I don't like him at all, but he pretty much said, yo, bro, like, I'll do your back end for this like university for you. I'll do the sales, I'll do blah, 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 blah. He said he'll do everything, which he did, paid him 10 grand, one of the biggest investments. First time I ever invested in myself, which is probably the most important thing you can do in life. I invested 10 grand into myself and I was like, fuck, this is it. Like, I legit got money from my cousin. He gave me the 9 grand. Shout out Cameron. But my cousin was working DoorDash and shit, had 9 grand, gave me that 9 grand. I had $1,000 because I just got back from Bali. Spent it on Adam. Since there, like, just changed everything for me. Like, the moment I learned to sell as well as create content, it just all took off. So I have my university, Artichophobia, and my filmmaking business.
Sure. So the filmmaking business is the main thing at the moment. Am I right? What's that looking like? Who are you working with and what are your projects?
Yeah, so pretty much how I make my money and the people I work with, I target multimillionaires. So the way I teach and the way I do things is use your personal brand as number one, because your personal brand, you can sell literally anything you want. You can sell seminars, you can sell digital products, you can sell clothing, you can sell fucking protein if you wanted to. You can literally sell anything. So from learning from Luke that you just sell your own products instead of getting sponsorships, I thought, okay, let's start doing that. So through filmmaking, pretty much I just work with millionaires. My personal brand obviously attracts millionaires. Why? Because I post relatable, dark things. A lot of millionaires have that same thought where they know it's hard, they know the grind. It's very relatable to them. So yeah, I work with millionaires, and then I charge, well, changing my prices now to 25K a month, but currently just charging 15K a month per client, and currently have 4 a month, and just, yeah, build their personal brand. Just make their life look like a documentary pretty much.
Crazy. So very dark aesthetic, Bruce Wayne
Type shit.
aesthetic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it would be pretty cool working with all those people. Do you think, obviously you're saying your personal brand can attract people to buy from you. I mean, I live by a lifelong quote, and it's like, if you want to make money, sell to people that have money. If you want to stay broke, sell to people that don't have money. So in that kind of process of working with these multimillionaires and building your personal brand, sounds like you've met some pretty cool people. What do you think your coolest person you met besides the Tates and Belmar is, or the experience you had with that person?
The coolest person, fuck. I met a lot of people, bro. Like, I met that many people in my life. I think out of everyone, I think Tristan was definitely the coolest. Tristan Tate, because that guy's just like fucking swag, wears his suits, doesn't give a fuck. Especially because I was so young at the time, like it was mad. I was 19, sorry. I was like, holy shit, this guy's got mad aura. But yeah, I don't really like look up to anyone, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'd say just Tristan's the coolest person, and Luke, yeah.
Okay, cool. In terms of more down the content route, if you had to help someone start from zero, and this is probably more around what you do with your university in terms of acting as a mentor, if you had to help someone, start from zero and get started watching this or listening to this, what would you tell them to do besides join Travelpreneur?
Well, besides joining Travelpreneur, no, honestly, it's not that hard. Like, really, all you have to focus on is starting to document. If you can learn to document everything, start to film with the 3 simple angles, which is a mid shot, wide shot, close up shot, document as much as you can. That is literally the first step, because even doing that, you can attract clients. You can learn how to build your personal brand. It's honestly not that hard. It's just more of like, how can you go to that next step? You need to learn sales. You need to learn marketing. You need to learn how to build your personal brand with the correct steps. Shout out, Blake. No, but yeah, you want to just create a map, because without a map, you're driving aimlessly. There's no direction. But if you have a map in front of you with the direction, then you can drive and you have tunnel vision and you know exactly where to go. That's the only difference. So yeah.
What's one mistake you made with building your personal brand over the last couple of years?
Not being consistent enough. Like, honestly, I could probably have 1 million followers if I was posting every day, 3 times a day.
So you think posting every day is still important?
100%. If you look at every big name right now, TGR, Brez, Kamalia, whatever her name is, that OnlyFans lady, like all these big names, and even Shelby Sharp, she posts like 3 times a day. If you want to properly grow your brand, 100%, like that should be the main focus, just posting 3 times a day, which I will get to eventually if I can hire someone full-time just on my account. But yeah, 100%, yeah.
If someone had asked you in terms of more the sales route, because obviously you've got the skill on the filmmaking, the close, mid shot, wide shot, like you're talking about the sales steps, I think that's the biggest barrier that especially people starting out face, especially with cold outreach. Do you have a simple framework that someone can use?
For sales or outreach, or both?
Oh, look, if you've got one for outreach, and then we can talk about sales after.
Yeah, so a simple thing that I go by all the time is compliment to question. It is the easiest way to build relationships and create just to create a relationship. For example, one of my clients, Brad now, that client came from a client that I had when I was starting out. I did a documentary for $500 for Cohen Mazudia. Fucking 3-4 years later, Brad's now paying me 15K a month. Just goes to show, like, if you build relationships and you focus on relationships and it's just compliment to question, you reach out to people that way. For example, let's just say Blake needs my service and I'm just going to go to Blake as like a cold outreach. Blake, I really like your content. How long have you been doing it for? It's the easiest way to make sure people actually respond to you. So yeah.
It's a very much, I'm a big believer in a lot of old business traits that got forgotten about in like new business, in terms of like legit relationships is the number one thing.
Legit.
Network is net worth. And
Facts.
social media and online money is no fucking different, that's for sure. In terms of sales, if like closing 15 or 25K deals for videography, it's fucking insane. And a testament to the service for one, but also testament to your sales abilities. So in terms of selling something, how do you even approach that conversation? I would crumble.
Yeah, honestly, like my biggest deal was 32K for 2 weeks. Oh, well, honestly, a week and a half. So 32K was my highest. If we were to talk about biggest deal I'm probably about to do like over 200K for the year, just for one deal with a couple, I think it's like 40 days or something, 40 days of work for over 200K. So sales, honestly, the main thing that I've learned is just ask them a question. Be the solution to their problems. So instead of trying to sell yourself, make them sell themselves. For example, like, I don't have to be like, I'm the best filmmaker, this is why you should pay me, blah, 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 blah. It's not going to go anywhere. Instead, ask them a question to figure out their problem to then be the solution for that. For example, okay, why did you come to me? What do you want out of this core? What are your goals? Why do you even want to achieve this? You can even run them through everything you pretty much serve for them. Okay, everything I've gone over, does this sound good for you? Is this the right fit for you? Yes, it is, because ... You need them to literally say all their problems, and then boom, you're the solution. That's how you sell a deal. But for me now, honestly, like, sales gets to a point where you start making more money, the sales just get done for you. Like,
your work starts selling for you when people talk.
Exactly, yeah. So even now, like, I'm not even selling my deals. I just get it sold for me from my own clients, or obviously Rushi as well.
It's the referrals as well.
Yeah.
Big part of the game.
Honestly, it is. Yeah. Like, talk about relationships and very old school method. Referrals are insane. Now, if I were to run ads, for example, for Travelpreneur, I'd probably make at least over 200 to $1 million a month for sure if I ran ads. But then it goes back to a self-doubt thing of, have I helped enough people? So my main thing is, like, I genuinely want to help people just because I know what it's like suffering and I know what it's like being in a shit position. So I've always had that self-doubt of, am I helping enough people? But at the same time, am I helping the people I currently have? So.
If I want to take a step away from the content and the business side, because as we all know, there's more to a person than just work. Unless you're Caleb and you wake up and you just don't sleep.
Legit. Fuck.
What does day to day look like for you at the moment? Like, you're going to the gym. What's going on, Caleb?
Honestly, like, this is a unpopular opinion, but sometimes you have to sacrifice gym to get work done.
I 100% agree.
Look, obviously, like, there are ways to be shredded and work. Now, at the same time, I've got clips of me when I was 19 to 21. I put on a lot of weight around my face, around my body. I put on a lot of weight simply because I was so money focused and driven, which I do not regret at all, because honestly, like, back then, especially now, like, driving to the gym, working out for an hour or two, coming back, it was just a lot of time for me to waste. Now, people can say, like, your health is your wealth, but we're fucking young. We're not going to die. If we do, that's life anyway. So my main thing is, how much work can I get done now while I'm young? And then for the rest of my life, I can take care of myself, because I'm not the main subject. Everyone else is to me. I look after everyone else before myself. So my daily routines now, for example, this morning, this morning I went to bed around like 2 a.m., woke up at 5 to go to Muay Thai. And then, just got a client now, doing a documentary for her. the days are all over the place. It's not really a structured lifestyle, which I like personally because I need freedom. I need to just be free flowing, or yeah, I just can't do structure, as you can
Yeah.
tell. But
Fair enough. In terms of, that free flowing and that structure, obviously you're not a one man team at the moment. Because obviously you wouldn't have a life being able to do all these different things. How has that kind of worked over the last couple of months, weeks, years? I don't know how long you've been doing it for, to bring on new people into the team. I think it's something that a lot of people undervalue when they're trying to grow is a team.
yeah, I've learned a lot. Like last year, I had 7 people that I had, which is honestly probably the most stressful thing, and a lot of people don't actually talk about. Because yeah, like you got to take care of people's money, as well as you got to like manage them. You have to do all these different things you don't even think about. Like I didn't realize I had to fucking manage and babysit everyone. That's literally how it feels. You have to literally manage every single person. Have you done this today? Why haven't you done that? When did you wake up to fucking get this done? Oh, well, like blah, 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 blah. While you're sitting there fucking suffering up all night, they just like wait for their money and they say like, oh, well, where's my invoice? Well, have you done X, Y, and Z? No. Well, why would I pay you? Like, it's just a lot of stress. So yeah, it's good and bad. Like I could make money just with a small team. Like, honestly, it's been a blessing having Rushi. Like I can't thank Rushi enough. I fucking love that cunt. He's been amazing to me. And currently got Hernsey as well to do the editing side of things. So yeah, just having a small team right now is good. I don't really need 7 people like I did. Cause yeah, I was just outsourcing the wrong things. I outsourced marketing, I outsourced editing, and it just didn't work out how I wanted it to. Plus I hired the wrong filmmakers, just lazy, didn't have the right intentions, and didn't want to see the business grow. Whereas now I feel like the two boys I got now, the business aligns, they align with what I'm doing and what we all want together. So yeah.
And what is it that you want? What's on the horizon for 2026?
2026, I'm definitely going to make this my first $1 million year, which is pretty mad to say. And I'm confident with that just because my clients themselves, like they just have that much money as well as referring the people with money. But the main plan for me is just focus on results, and try to just make sure my relationship's healthy. Cause honestly, like having a girlfriend now has been completely different, but I love it. So yeah, just taking care of my relationship, taking care of business, and try to get healthier this year, which I have been.
That's good to hear. And I definitely relate with having a girlfriend side of things. It definitely changes. It's like I don't want to say they're like a client, but it's like a element that you have to really prioritize for it to,
They're a
for it to
client,
work.
bro. It's a business.
I don't mean it. In terms of hitting that 1 million mark, I do have a question I'm dying to ask you. In terms of the filmmaking, is it just you behind the camera? So if I was a client, I'm giving you 25K. Are you doing all that work?
Yeah. So this is why I can charge the amount I do, because it is the most irresistible offer right now where no one can really film like me. They don't really have that documentary style. Yes, they're a bit of filmmakers, but then understanding the social media side of things is a whole different game. So the reason why my price is so high now is because I'm valued at that. So I'm behind the camera and I'm editing the stuff and I'm posting the stuff. The reason why I'm doing it like this right now is because one, it's going to get me to consistent 100K months, which I obviously won't do long term. It's just for now while I'm young. Obviously making $1 million is hectic anyway, because it's like 15 to 20 days out of the month that's going to be making me 100K. Plus on top of that, I can start doing cohorts and stuff and selling my clothing brand. So if I can make 100K, or when I make 100K just from that, it's worth it for now until I get to the point where I get sick of it and I've got enough money to obviously like invest into property, etc. And then I'll start like slowly just focusing on the online space. But yeah, I've always been taught old school. Like I may as well do physical labor now because everyone's trying to be lazy these days. So yeah, I'm just trying to do physical labor right now, get the business to where it needs to be, and then outsource that way. Like systemize it all, make it all automatic, and yeah.
Do you think that being a one-man team for fulfilling your filmmaking clients is possibly capping the amount of money you can make at the moment?
Yeah, right now it's worth 100K, but obviously it does cap, but that's why I can just charge higher and higher. Because when it goes from 25, then I'm going to go to 50. Two clients at 50K, it's 100K a month for two clients. That's fucking what, 8 days a month. And then I got everything else, my clothing brand, Travelpreneur University, seminars, etc. So I'm
Crazy.
I'm playing the patient game. A lot of people aren't patient enough. You have to think in decades. You have to think, how can I build something so great over time? Because there's no
Mm.
rush, really. Like, fucking life goes fast. There's no rush. Like, you're chilling. Like, as long as you're focused every day on the goal and you're building and you're enjoying the journey, that's the main thing. Because, yeah, it'll come.
Well, like you said, there's like levels to the game. And you can't skip levels, and you have to progress as time goes on. And everyone's too quick. They don't think in that long term. There's a fuck. What's the quote? Oh, it's in the business of what keeps me going the longest, because everyone just wants it now.
Yeah,
And like like a lot of Miami gurus will like get it, and then they like drop off because they don't think in long term.
100%.
So I'm excited to see what Caleb Coroneos whips up this year and over the next decade. It sounds like he's going to be the Gina Reinhardt for filmmaking.
Who's that?
Gina Reinhardt,
I don't even know
she
who that is.
oh damn, that just did not land at all. She's not to get political, she's a female CEO. She like owns all the mining companies in Australia.
Wow.
Billionaire, mega rich. She just like throws money at parties and stuff. Yeah.
Got you.
She dominates that industry.
That's an insane industry.
Maybe you should go do FIFO. Drop
Let's,
out,
yeah.
go do FIFO.
Fuck it, let's go together.
I wanted to have a couple more questions around content just before we wrap it up. How do you decide what to share publicly and what to keep private? Like, especially with your story, how did you even, besides getting the courage to even speak about that publicly, how do you even pick and choose what you share?
It's going to be very hard to explain, but I'm an empath. So I can literally feel emotions to a whole different level. Like, I just know when I'm listening to music or I'm watching a video, I know I can manipulate someone's thought simply by creating it a way I want to. Now, when it comes to picking and choosing what I post, there's obviously a lot I keep private. Honestly, I'm probably the most private person ever, besides when it comes to mental health. When it comes to everything else, I'm pretty private. Because, yeah, obviously there's a lot that happens behind the scenes that people don't know of, but yeah, when it comes to picking and choosing, I base it off what feels emotional to me that I would want to watch if I was lost and sad. For example, when I did try to commit suicide, I used to watch the YouTube videos of these people holding signs up with sad music. Bro, I'd be bawling my eyes out like, what the fuck is this? So I thought, okay, well, over time, over all these years from all the movies I've watched, all the sad shit I used to put inside my brain, it just made me realize what's sad, what's angry motivation, what is motivation, what's inspiring, etc. So yeah, depending on my mood, I'll post that certain video. For example, today I'm feeling like the fucking man, so I'm posting a mad video where I'm pretty much like going down the emotional route of Hernsey documenting a phone call that's literally changed my life this year. So yeah, I go based off moods.
Often, yeah. And it's kind of like I work a lot on LinkedIn, and like LinkedIn, we can't schedule posts. You have to see what's going on in the day and then decide, all right, well, this post is going to match to the mood on what the LinkedIn's doing. Is that
Yeah,
similar with like Instagram? It's like if the mood and the vibe is very high energy or it's emotional, then obviously fucking post the emotional shit as well as what you think is going to relate to your avatar. Um, do you think there's a method to virality?
yeah, the 100% is. Like, people say it's luck. It is not luck. Like, it doesn't, you don't have to do like these hooks and all that. Like, all that's pretty bullshit. You just got to focus on the emotional side of it. Like, going back to the mood, right? People have to scroll and it has to click with someone enough to be like, yep, I'm going to watch that. And that's with the visual, it's with the text, it's with the font itself, it's with the colors, it's with the audio, it's with the sound. You have to look at all these different things because even with videos I've posted, for example, I've posted videos with a certain piece of audio and it got 20,000 views. I changed the audio and it literally got 2 million views. So sometimes it's just the sound, sometimes it's just the font, sometimes it's just the color. It really comes down to just figuring out over time, and then you sort of know what goes viral and what doesn't. Because sometimes you
Visual.
think visual.
Yeah, the visual direction is very important. It's like, what do you want to convey through these colors? What is the shot? You know, when you use a close-up shot, you're showing detail. Or it's wide, it's an establishing shot. You want to show the entire scene to give context. What's something you believe about success that most people in this space aren't going to say out loud?
Honestly, you become a very addicted person. Like, a lot of people won't say this, but your mind sort of goes into this weird state where you're just on autopilot. And I was thinking, because I was watching this movie the other day called Click. Have you seen that movie, Adam Sandler? That's literally what it feels like to be successful. It feels like you just push a button and your life just goes zip. Like, I literally felt 18 yesterday, but it feels like you just click a button and all this shit happens. And I think a lot of people don't actually talk about it enough. And they're like, yeah, they just don't talk about it enough. Like, your life is literally on autopilot, being an entrepreneur or being a business owner where you want to create things, because you're so focused on a mission and a goal. Whereas if you talk to people that finish their job at like 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they finish and they can just rest their brain. They're done for the day. Whereas for us, it's like 24/7. It's go, 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 go. So I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that enough, of their life going by too quick and not taking enough time off.
So I fully relate to the kind of like, it's you click a button. Like, I turned 18 June of last year. I'm 19 in 4 months, and I feel like it was my 18th birthday like yesterday. So it's like, I do feel like I'm constantly going. Do you think that that's something you're prioritizing this year in terms of taking time off? Because I know personally for me, I'm kind of trying to prioritize. All right, well, if I'm spending all day doing this work, is the work actually moving me towards my goal, or am I just saying I'm working for the sake of working? And is intentional rest the best thing that I can do for myself?
Yeah, like, that's so important. You just got to pick and choose when it's right for you. Like, for me right now, my goal specifically is I need to at least make over $500,000 just before July, before I hit 23. So for me to get that, I'm happy to work that, like, that whole half of the year, just focusing on locking in, because then July I go back to Greece, go to my hometown. I get to like chill for like a month and a bit. So I focus on trying to reward myself and having a goal that will excite me and motivate me. For example, I won't go to Greece if I don't hit that goal. I've literally paid for the tickets and everything. I will literally not go. So that's how I do things. Like, even going to China last year, the only reason we went is because we made our first like 130K month. We're like, what the fuck? So we
Yeah,
went to China. So like
having
having,
the
yeah,
carrot
having
dangling.
100%. So yeah,
Just to wrap up before we close out, if someone was watching this and they're Caleb Coroneos from 7 years ago, 10 years ago, what would you want them to hear, and what would you tell them to do?
the same thing my dad tells me every single day. Start to believe that you can. If you tell yourself that you can, then you can. If you think you can, then you can. That's all you have to focus on. If you have an idea, do not listen to anyone in this world besides yourself. Even if it's a mentor, even if it's a family member, even if it's your closest friend, even if it's a successful person, don't listen to anyone but your own self, because no one is there to do it besides yourself. You can get the best advice in the world. Still doesn't matter if you don't do it and how you're going about things. There's a reason why everyone else is successful in different areas of life and different parts of life. So I always say, just focus on yourself, focus on your own advice, and that's how you'll just live a better life, because you're the main focus. So think you can, and you can.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I love chatting with you today. I personally learnt more than I would have ever by scrolling your Instagram page. And yeah, thank you for your time. Hopefully you hit 500K by July. and go to Greece. Where in Greece?
So my family's from Kythera. Yeah, it's a small island. But just quickly before you wrap it up, bro, just want to say, I've known you for how long now?
5 months? Not even 4 months?
Yeah, about 3-4 months now I've been with Blake. And honestly, like, just for your future self, bro, you're going far. Like, you keep working hard, you keep locking in, you keep having these conversations with people, and you just be so focused on yourself, you're going to make it. Like, I can already tell you're going to be successful, bro. Like, you've just got that dog in you. So honestly, I've been fucking loving working with you. It's been mad. And bro, you're young. Like you said yourself, though, you're about to turn 19 already. No, time goes fast now. So my goal to you is by the time you're 19, if you can get your first 100K a month, then
100K a month.
hey, I did it.
Look, it's on the board there somewhere.
Nah,
We got some stuff lined up. It's going to be but thank you. I appreciate the words. And no, I would love to make 100K a month. I'll find you in Greece in July if I do.
you will. You will.
I will. Honestly, I wish I will.
Exactly.
If you think you can, you can. Walk away with that today, guys. Anyways, all right. Thank you, Caleb, for coming on, and thank you for listening to the pod. Till next time.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.